then both of those apprentices would have been alive. And that would allow him to finish the game just straight away next turn.
It's interesting as well because that play is much better against Kelsa-Throg, but the Eviscerates gave Maska that flexibility to find a win in that position.
And also, the fact that Shatter actually killed his own minion was a huge factor. Otherwise, he wasn't able to play his own minion.
And the own minion was the one that gave the ice block.
Yep.
So cool little series there, but focusing on Game 7 now, a little bit of a classic in the sense that Cleric out in turn 1, countered by the Frostbolt, that brings me back. And this is a very strong, very aggressive play from Maska, but as the Priest, you have to do these things. You're not looking for that big value off the Radiant Elemental late game. You want to be putting it on the board and cycling early, putting pressure on the Mage, getting him down as low as possible, as soon as possible.
And look at that, Maska already has Raza and Valen in his hand. So the pieces are there. He only needs the Underwind right now.
Maru, on the other hand, picking up a Simulacrum for cheap early on, which will give him the second apprentice quite early on in this matchup. The choice between Blizzard, Flamestrike, and Lackey. And interestingly enough, we didn't see either the Blizzard or the Flamestrike last game, so it could have been either, but the Blizzard obviously being the common option in this deck, so a little bit of an easy choice. Alright, Archanologist pulling out the Ice Block, which is great. Additional card draw is exactly what Mario wants to try and find the Exodia combo in the deck. But Maska, the turn 4 Raza, getting it out early. And the reason why we see the coin out early is just to put on as much pressure as possible. It's another 5 damage on the board, and 5 going to the face this turn.
A 4-mana, I mean 4-mana, a 4.5 mana, basically Raza, is important just to, as you pointed out, put the pressure here. Since Maru will be still 1 turn before the Blizzard, so that damage will be going in, and it will make a difference.
And that's a very weak turn from Maru there. Developing a secret with no draw behind it is very soft. You're only taking 2 damage off the board, so what Maska's got left is going to clear it out anyway. And we see the tech from Maska, Eater of Secrets. Hello.
Oh, hello. That makes it a game changer. Suddenly, from being unfavored in this matchup, he is looking great. It's not won yet, because the Keeper of Secret, Eater of Secret is not something that just wins by its own, right? It needs to be timed well. There needs to be pressure on the board already. So it's a crucial key component of making a win against the Mage, but it still requires a small setup.
And it may be a card that we kept quiet from you guys because we wanted to see how it plays out and get the authentic crowd reaction here as well. They went absolutely crazy seeing that Eater of Secrets, and we absolutely have a game on our hands. Maska finding that early game pressure, just needing Anduin now really to complete that combo. Eater of Secrets is out as well, and Maru has had an okay opening by Priest standards, but a couple of turns there where wasn't able to find draw and is now in a tricky position.
Yeah, and
the mirror images on turn 6 is not fun.
I mean, it soaks a lot of damage right now.
It does. It is soaking up 8, so it's very much like a second ice barrier. Oh!
To be honest, I think this is the turn when you should have played Blizzard.
Ah, okay.
And just go straight 8 damage to the dome.
So, alright. Frost Nova here, the second Arcane Intellect coming out. Maru's not out of this by any means, but Maska's got the cards that he wants to win this matchup.
Molten Reflection, no Molten Reflection.
Yeah, the Molten Reflections needed to come out. The difficult thing for Maru here is obviously you had perfect knowledge about Maska's hand. You know you need to play around Eater of Secrets, and the turn before it would come down, you would then try and go off with the combo, but that may be the part that trips him up. Alright, so just the Lyra there and nothing behind it, saving the cheap spell Circle of Healing to combo with the hero power. Obviously once Velen comes down, that's going to be 4 damage, so that's why it's holding onto it rather than trying to generate a cheap spell.
Alright, let's see if Maska draws a silence. No silence. He can still have actually silence from Lyra this turn if he manages to play any spells, but at the same time, is it worth it? He can just go for Anduin this turn.
The Anduin just comes down.
Yeah, and just start pinking his opponent's face, because with the Eater of Secrets, yeah, actually the machine gun is actually very efficient.
Right, it is.
Right.
And can be used, obviously, to eke out more damage as well. So I like this, putting the pressure on as early as possible. There's not even a secret up at this point.
Oh, the Raza died. A Misfortunate friendly fire. Doesn't really matter. Doomsayer goes off anyway. A second simulacrum. Alright, well this is getting interesting.
So I still like Arcane Intellect this turn, probably, which means we should have started with it before. But that's okay.
Alright, yeah, Iceberg is getting played. So now how much damage Maska has?
So the Velen Circle of Healing and Hero Power is 8-10 by itself. So this now threatens lethal for the following turn. And with the Eater of Secrets, that means there's guaranteed lethal from Maska next turn. Maru needs to go off this turn if he stands a chance, and it looks like he's thinking through this quite seriously. So there is possibility that he has a read that Eater of Secrets is in this deck. We have seen Maska play it in earlier series, so if Maru's been watching, he might know I need to go now.
It's actually a huge possibility. He's 4 out of 6 on the quest. 3 Sorcerer's Apprentice already in hand.
Yeah, so you've got Primordial Glyph to hit a Molten Reflection or Simulacrum, and you also have the Kabbalist Tome as well.
Well, the Simulacrum is unfortunately not good enough, since you need to play 2 Sorcerer's Apprentice already, and you need to keep 1 in hand.
Right. You end up 1 mana short, is that right?
Oh, he went for the Kabbalist Tome first. No, he goes for the Primordial Glyph when it wasn't.
Frostbolt.
Organ
Oh,
Explosion.
we'll get the quest completion this turn. Guaranteed, okay. And you can also play the Kabbalist Tome, which means you are refreshed next turn. So Maru with a great read and is going off early with just the 3 Sorcerer's Apprentices. Exactly what he needed to do. The Time Warp has gone off. The Kabbalist Tomb should get played as well. He'll get the extra draw and needs to find some serious help here if he's going to win. The Arcane Intellect is a great draw.
And Adonitis!
So, Maru needs to find the the second Molten Reflection. Oh, and he's got 2 left. Because it was a natural draw. So we've got 2 left in the deck here to find.
Oh! No way!
This is crazy!
No way that this just happened.
This game looked like it was all cinched up for Maska, the Eater of Secrets, everything he could want, and Maru! The read!
Holy
the read!
What a play from Maru, the only way of winning the game.
Wow! That is absolutely insane, and boy am I impressed by Maru. What a series!
And this happened in the final game of a best of 7 in a Korean major. Maru is the champion of the tournament, winning in a
He can't even believe it! Look at him!
What just happened?
Whoa!
Holy crap!
Wow! Maska can't believe it, but with play like that, I don't even know if you can be salty. Maru just made the read, made the play. That is the stuff that you come to see these tournaments
This goes
for.
to Reddit right now.
Yeah, we're on the top, buddy. Let's go. Yes, the hands up. Let's go, Maru.
I can't believe myself what I just witnessed here. An incredible play. Has to be high risk, high reward. Otherwise, you lose 9 out of 10. But you need to make the read in the first place.
This is going to sound a little bit lame, but that is the reason why we play Hearthstone. That is the reason why we watch Hearthstone. For games like that, for finishes like that, for series like that. To win the best of 7 with the great read and the great play, I am so impressed. I'm so happy I got to watch that live.
Woo.
The crowd here loved that. I have not heard anything louder in... Oh,
that was an amazing match. I think it was the best thing that can happen to this 2 days of broadcast, because that was like the crescendo, the high C, right? To end up with that kind of finish. Fantastic. I cannot be happy.
And I must say, Maru is not a seasoned pro with lots of camera time, lots of tournament experience. He's still staking a claim on the scene. So to make that read in a high pressure final like that, to make the play, right? And the downside being, if you like trick yourself, then you end up on Reddit for all the wrong reasons. But he did that against an experienced pro and found the line that got him the win. That is just beautiful play, beautiful Hearthstone.
Incredible. And to be honest, I would love to see like what were the odds of hitting the Antonidas and then hitting the Molten Reflection. He still had options with, if I'm not mistaken, one tome.
Yes, maybe a second tome would have been all right, but you might have run into tricky mana situations.
Yeah.
And I guess the thing is, it doesn't matter what the odds were. He took the only odds that were available to him and found the answer.
All right, now we're going to go to a short break, and then we'll have an interview with the winner of the Korea Major. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.